Welcome back to TFAX. Today we have an exciting lineup of unique news stories from the world of reality TV, specifically focusing on Survivor 48. So, grab your buffs and get ready for some juicy insights. Here, what we have for you in today's episode. We kick things off with Survivor 48 contestant Charity Nelms. She's breaking down her emotional experience after being voted out, and it turns out that some castaways were a bit scared to go against Eva. How did Charity react to being labeled fake? Find out all the drama and revelations. Next up, we have a unique perspective from a multiple-time Survivor winner who's sharing insights on the challenges of hygiene in the game. What happens when players start to stink, and how does it impact their gameplay? You won't want to miss this seasoned player's take. In our third story, we'll dive into the concept of bad luck in Survivor. Discover how one player's unfortunate twists of fate led to their elimination. Could it have been avoided, or was it truly just a game of chance? Let's discuss the role of luck and strategy. And finally, we'll take a fun trip down memory lane with Survivor legend Tina Wesson. It turns out she had a hilarious prank war with a member of the press after her win. What were the antics she pulled? Trust us, you'll be laughing out loud. So, make sure you stick around as we dive into the details of these incredible stories. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss an update. Let's get started. Let's dive into our first story, featuring Survivor 48 contestant Charity Nelms. After her recent exit from the show, Charity has opened up about her experience and the emotional roller coaster she faced during her time on Survivor. In the latest episode, which showcased the fake merge, Charity found herself on the chopping block alongside several other contestants. The tension among the castaways was palpable as they grappled with their next moves leading up to a dramatic tribal council. Despite her best efforts, Charity was voted out, and her departure spurred discussions about the dynamics within the tribes. One significant moment came when Charity addressed the harsh comments made by fellow contestant Eva Erickson. Eva had labeled Charity as fake, and this accusation hit hard for Charity. She expressed her shock during an exit interview, emphasizing that she never expected such a characterization from someone she believed she had formed a genuine connection with. Charity remarked, "First off, we're not required to go out there and call people names. I was very shocked that she called me fake. Never in my life have I been accused of being fake, because I am too real and it gets me in trouble, clearly." As we saw in the episode, the relationships among the castaways were far from straightforward. When the tribes came together, Charity thought she could rely on her former tribe members, but it soon became apparent that she was mistaken. In a revealing moment, she noted that many players were scared to vote out Eva, especially after she shared her personal story and struggles with autism during a challenge. Charity remarked, "That was a human moment, but we are also playing the game now, and to treat her differently because of that, I personally don't think is fair. We're all on the same playing field." It's this complexity of strategy mingled with personal narratives that makes Survivor so compelling. As fans, it's important to remember the human stories at play. Charity's experience reminds us that behind the gameplay, there are real emotions and connections being formed, and sometimes shattered. As we watch Survivor 48 unfold, we can only wonder how these dynamics will continue to evolve and impact the game. Stay tuned for more updates as the season progresses. Moving on to our second story, we're going to hear from a multiple-time Survivor winner who has provided some fascinating insights on the challenges of hygiene that the players face while competing. It's something that often gets overlooked amid the intense gameplay, but it's a reality every contestant has to deal with, especially during long days in the harsh elements without access to showers or basic toiletries. During a recent episode of Survivor 48, viewers were treated to an incredibly touching moment between contestants Eva Erickson and Joe Hunter. After Eva struggled through a challenge, she experienced what she called an episode due to her autism. In that pivotal moment, Joe rushed to her aid, providing comfort and support that showcased true compassion. Jeff Probst, the host of Survivor, even remarked that it's one of the sweetest moments he has witnessed in the show's history. However, as charming as that moment was, it sparked a conversation about the physical aspects of being on the island. Malcolm Freberg, a beloved Survivor veteran recognized for his extensive gameplay, shared his experiences when it comes to hygiene in the game. He explained that as time passes, contestants inevitably start to smell, creating a unique challenge that impacts both their personal comfort and social dynamics within the tribe. Yes, it gets predictably gross out there, Malcolm mentioned. You quickly get accustomed to living with your and everyone else's stank, and the odor becomes white noise. He further elaborated that the crew members behind the scenes are usually the ones who struggle the most with the player's body odor, as they are accustomed to being clean and well-groomed. Malcolm even went on to describe how the production team deals with particularly pungent contestants. If a tribe is becoming too rank for the producers to tolerate, they will politely demand that you clean up, boil your clothes, scrub down with sand in the ocean, etc. It's a humorous yet insightful look at a less glamorous side of competing on Survivor, reminding fans that the struggle is very real. While hygiene might seem trivial compared to the strategies and alliances formed in the game, it undeniably plays a role in the overall Survivor experience. As we continue to watch Survivor 48 unfold, it's fascinating to consider how both social interactions and physical conditions affect contestants' gameplay. Remember, it's not just about outwitting and outlasting, it's also about surviving the elements and the uncomfortable truths that come with it. Now, let's dive into our third story, which explores the concept of bad luck in Survivor and how it can dramatically affect a player's game. In Survivor 48, we witnessed firsthand just how critical luck can be in deciding who stays and who goes. One player's unfortunate streak of luck serves as a prime example of how things can turn on a dime in this intense game. Justin Pioppi's journey was filled with promise at the start. However, everything changed when his tribe lost an immunity challenge. On the surface, it seemed like the game was taking its usual course, but bad luck struck when Justin was chosen for a journey that he had no control over. Unlike past journeys where players might have some agency, this adventure was purely reliant on chance. During this pivotal moment, Justin had to roll dice, with the outcome determining whether he would secure an advantage or lose his vote entirely. Unfortunately for Justin, he rolled poorly and ended up losing his vote, a decision that would haunt him as the tribal council approached. Even without this setback, the odds were stacked against him due to a series of unfortunate events leading up to the council. What further complicated Justin's situation was his alignment with another contestant, Cedric McFadden. Despite their strong bond and a shared desire to vote out a fellow tribe member, the vote didn't go as initially planned. When it came time to cast votes, a surprising twist unfolded. Cedric ended up voting against Justin, driven by the influence of another tribe member's plea. This chaotic sequence of events highlights a frustrating truth about Survivor. Sometimes, a player's fate can hinge on randomness and a mere roll of the dice. Justin's elimination wasn't a result of strategic blunders or major mistakes. It was simply a confluence of bad luck that thrust him out of the game. In an ideal world, Survivor is a game built on strategy, social dynamics, and physical prowess. Justin's story serves as a reminder that luck can often skew the game's intended design. As viewers, it leaves us to ponder: how much control do these players truly have over their destinies in such a chaotic environment? Stay tuned as we continue to analyze how luck and strategy intertwine in the game of Survivor. And finally, we've got a nostalgic and humorous story about Survivor legend Tina Wesson. Known for her strategic brilliance and memorable gameplay, Tina recently became the subject of a delightful reveal that has fans laughing out loud. It turns out that after her victory in Survivor, the Australian outback, Tina had a playful streak. She was pranking a member of the press on a weekly basis. Weeks after the finale aired and Tina was crowned sole survivor, it was discovered that Tina had been prank calling an Entertainment Weekly staffer named Dan Spieth, who had drawn her name in the office pool for the season. When Tina learned that Dan was disappointed to be stuck with her as his pick, she decided to turn that disappointment into a source of comedic entertainment. In her hilarious voicemail messages, she never gave away any spoilers about her win, but she certainly made her presence known with her antics. Tina's prank calls included impressions, funny jabs about her strategic gameplay, and even mock threats about revenge for Dan's initial lack of enthusiasm. In one memorable prank, she quipped, "I pity the man who got me," in a spot-on Mr. T impression, showcasing her fun side. One of her prank calls even alluded to the infamous moment when fellow contestant Michael Scupin was medically evacuated after suffering severe burns in a fire, a moment that Tina jokingly claimed to have orchestrated. Did you notice how they didn't show Michael falling into the fire? Guess why that is. Because I pushed his ass in the fire, she said playfully, reminding everyone that while she may have been a fierce competitor, she also had a lighthearted spirit. Fans of Survivor were delighted to rediscover Tina's mischievous side through these stories, and her antics are a testament to the unique personalities that emerge from the game. Tina has always been an iconic figure in the Survivor community, and these pranks remind us that there's more to these players than just their strategy. There's also heart and humor. As we reflect on Tina's entertaining journey both in and out of the game, it's clear that Survivor is not just about the challenges and gameplay, but also about creating unforgettable memories and moments that resonate long after the finale. And that's a perfect note to wrap up our segment on the latest Survivor news.